there's someone who died in this video, and I want to get your opinions and I want to get your input, and I'm going to give you the legal part of it. In my state, leaving the scene of an accident is a crime. And one thing I'll just point out here, you see there is a crosswalk, but it doesn't look like the victim is in the crosswalk there. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Colonel channel. I'm your self-proclaimed commander, Lieutenant Colonel Lee Roger Wolfgram. I'm also a criminal defense attorney here in downtown Minneapolis, and I react to videos. And I react to videos that I get directly from law enforcement agencies through a FOIA request. Sometimes I react to other creators' videos, and I react for a couple of reasons. One is to give you legal analysis. Two is to give you kernel advice, and kernel advice isn't always the same as legal analysis, because kernel advice is the advice to get you through the day to live to fight another day. And sometimes that is just the smarter way of doing it than butting your heads against the cops in the middle of the road or on the side of the road in the middle of the night. And sometimes I point out dumbass things that people do that make their situations way worse than it had to be. In this particular video, the reason why there's someone who died in this video, and I want to get your opinions and I want to get your input, and I'm going to give you the legal part of it. Should this person be charged with a homicide vehicular operation? What are your thoughts? Let's watch and you'll see exactly why this is a questionable call. Let's dive right in.
He told police he knew he hit something. He still drove home.
Let's just talk about it. So when there is a property damage accident, you are obligated in my state to stop and exchange information. Otherwise, it's a hit and run.
Easier to take the elevator with your hands behind your back like that?
No, we'll walk down.
Walk down the stairs?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Friday evening, November 7th, a 91-year-old woman is walking to the parking lot of a Publix grocery store in St. Petersburg, Florida. A car strikes her. The driver doesn't stop. This is the body cam footage from the hours that follow.
And she started to walk across the street, and somebody stopped and waited. And I noticed it because I said, well, that was nice. You know, and I started to go across the street. I turned and I saw the SUV. I don't know if it just hit her or it went over.
Did you see her? Did you see the SUV hit her?
Yeah, it was.
Which way was the SUV going? Was it going this way or this way?
Down here, I think. And I
Down
think
here?
it turned.
And it turned?
And one thing I'll just point out here, you see there is a crosswalk, but it doesn't look like the victim is in the crosswalk there.
Which way? Because I started to call for somebody because I was like, you know, yeah, I don't know if it just hit her.
So it turned here. She was walking across here?
Right here.
Or was she coming in?
She was going out.
Okay, so she was going
way.
out?
Yeah.
Okay. And
Somebody stopped.
where were you at?
I was just walking.
You were coming out?
The Publix, yeah.
Did you see what kind of car, what kind of SUV?
Listen, no, because it was like the last second. I
can't.
He started to leave, and I saw her laying there, and I just was like shocked, and I just started to yell for somebody. So I mean, it was definitely that car, that whatever, that SUV.
What color?
It was like that orange, that orange. I don't think it was red. I think it was like a
Dark orange. Did you see it? Did you already talk to him?
Do you think it was?
Just give me a second. I gotta talk. Yeah, I gotta talk to you guys separately.
And why? Because they don't want the witness's testimony to I guess be influenced by the other witness's testimony. They don't want that. This is an investigation. So we have a description of the vehicle from this woman.
Oh,
It's okay if you don't know.
Oh no, well it was definitely.
Like a dark orange. What kind of what kind of make or model?
No.
No.
No, I was all the way up there. I mean,
Okay.
but it was an SUV, like that shape, like a newer one. And I turned because I just got upset, so I didn't see. I couldn't believe it went away. It drove away.
Okay. Officers arrived to find the victim already down in the parking lot. Mary Broughton is transported to a local hospital. She will not survive.
Thank you.
Just so you know, I do have, I believe, so I don't have it actually hitting, but the vehicle, you'll see it come race around the corner. It's right here.
Is that the vehicle?
Yeah. And then you'll see the Jeep comes next, and then the Acura, and they stop because they see her there. There's a red vehicle that I think also saw it take place.
Okay, so they were coming from here.
Yeah, from this way, going that way.
I just want to say I love cameras. You know what? Cameras solve all the ambiguity in whether it's a crime or an investigation. I love cameras because it stops the bullshit. And it also compensates for people's memory is not that great. The camera's memory is 100% accurate. So I'm a big fan of body-worn cameras because it stops the cops' version of the story. The story is what the camera tells.
But I'm sorry, my camera's shitty. It's like,
at all or on it?
oh, sorry, my camera's like.
Hey, can you see if she had an ID on her at all? ID on her? Yeah, just to see if, so that way we can get her just first.
This is not. I'll see if I can get a better.
And that's this the only camera that you have
Yeah.
for like outside.
Yeah. I would touch it. It's a white sedan of some kind with a rack on top.
So what color? Can you make out the color at all?
It's white.
Okay, you see? So the other woman said it was oranges, red. Now it's white. See, even eyewitnesses, their memories are not 100%. The human mind, it remembers things sometimes inaccurately.
White?
Yep.
Do we have a unit going to that address?
I don't have one going yet.
You want to?
So it's technically a white SUV.
Yeah, it's either white, beige.
Where is it?
It has a rack on it as well, a black rack.
Like a bike rack?
Yeah.
The vehicle that hit her is gone. Whoever was driving left the scene.
I was driving up here. I was at the stop sign. As I turned,
In my state, leaving the scene of an accident is a crime. So you're required to stop at the scene of an accident. So why didn't they stop? Were they afraid they were going to that they killed somebody? Well, then they would be bolting out of there. You would think that they're trying to get away. That doesn't seem to be what the witnesses are describing.
Saw looked like a newer minivan or an SUV, a small SUV driving.
Okay.
And I did a double take. I was like, that's not a person, like just lying on the middle of the street. That
Gotcha.
was.
Okay.
And then I saw her kind of moving around. And then when this last tire went over,
Okay.
I mean, I just immediately, I didn't turn. I stopped right here, jumped out, and ran up to her.
Okay. Did you see the driver of the vehicle by any chance?
No, I didn't. I thought she was with them and she fell out of that car.
Okay.
So I've been waiting. I assumed someone was behind me that was with her, but
Was she like being dragged?
she was being dragged a little bit. Then he went over, and then when I ran up to her, she was still. She wasn't moving, and she was like barely breathing.
Okay.
I'm just kind of like, all right, looking off. In like 5 minutes, I just held her head and talked to her.
Was she talking to you or anything?
The first 2 or 3 minutes, no, and then like about a minute before you guys got here, she was trying to talk, but couldn't make anything else before
Gotcha.
I stopped.
Okay.
And blood started coming her mouth. So I was holding the head though, and there was blood. It didn't seem like it was getting worse and worse. But she's fine. How would I find out what happens to her?
I mean, since you're not a family or anything, we won't be able to just,
Well,
release that
let's imagine in a scenario someone dies in a public parking lot. Does that get published somewhere? You don't know.
Maybe in the news, maybe we'll see it. Yeah, I don't. Here you go, sir. I do appreciate it sticking around.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. If you want to go out this way to the right. I appreciate it. Thank you. Do we have a unit going to that address?
I don't have one going yet.
You want to?
So it's technically like a white SUV.
Yeah, it's either white, beige.
There is a Tesla park right over
There's
here.
a what?
A Tesla park over here.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if like you can ask them to see their camera.
Again, see the cameras, even the cars have got cameras. They'll go through and they will check all the cameras of these shops. And that's a good idea. There are camera on cars and the cameras stop the questions.
Well, he says it happened around here because he wasn't really paying attention until like he saw like somebody underneath the car, and it was like he's like, she just fell out of their car, or you know, yeah, and then he just like saw the car go over the so. I have this. See if we have cameras here. I'll talk to the public here. All right. You gonna go this way?
I'm about to get out of here. Yeah.
All
Leaving
right,
everything out
sure,
there
yeah.
because she's not looking great. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I figured you guys want to leave this scene as it is.
Yeah, we're gonna. Would you have any cameras here, possibly facing the?
Dr. Blake, is it just this one camera? Yeah, this
That's
is the one camera.
facing. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I'm sorry.
I appreciate it.
Happy to get you footage if you need it.
Absolutely, thank you.
No.
Hey, how you doing? Do you have any cameras facing?
I mean, I don't know. I can contact somebody and see if
Yeah,
that-
we're gonna be here for a while, so if you want to just
Okay.
holler at me.
That's it.
Yeah, of course.
Let you know.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Detectives begin working the only lead they have. Whatever camera is caught on the way out of the lot, within hours, they have a vehicle description and an address.
Because of the camera. So again, the advent of cameras into investigations these days really solves a lot of the questions that we would leave to a jury in the future with scant evidence. The cameras really are the answer to the question. And now the question is, so what actually happened? You see, without the cameras, they have no idea. They think she maybe fell out of the vehicle. One vehicle hit her was orange. No, it was another vehicle hit her was white. What a disaster from an investigative standpoint until you get the cameras.
So we were, so see where the silver SUV is over here on the other lane?
Yes.
We were parked in that spot.
Okay.
There really wasn't anybody between us.
Okay.
So we're parked this way.
Okay.
My wife and I had just gotten in the car with some groceries.
Yeah.
And out of the side of my eye, I see this older woman start to walk off the curb.
Okay.
And then there's the copper gold SUV
Okay.
came up, and I thought for sure he was going to see
Now
her.
copper gold.
It looks like he, and this is where I don't remember, I don't think he bumped over, but she went down, he kept driving.
Yeah.
The next thing I saw was that she came out under the passenger, between the two wheels. My wife was screaming, I'm honking the horn, and he kept driving, and then he drove over her. Before he drove over her, it looks like she got caught on the back wheel and drug her a little bit on her back.
Yes.
And then he drove over her. So I'm calling 911 and I see the guy leave and I'm not sure he's going to be flooring.
So he came from one of these lanes.
No,
right?
he was, I believe he came from in front of the Publix.
Okay.
Down here. And he wasn't speeding. I mean,
Yes.
This is a slow motion.
Did you see the driver by any chance?
I saw him at a distance.
Okay.
Older, white male,
Okay.
silver hair.
Yes.
So right now, this person probably doesn't even know what happened. I mean, if you're going to hit somebody and try to get away, you're going to try it like this guy said. You would floor it. You're trying to get away. So it's very odd that this guy did a slow motion escape. It doesn't fit with the story so far. And now we got 3 different colors of the vehicle, by the way.
For sure he would have left. I'm sitting here, I'm calling 911, and I turn and look, and I see him right here at the signal getting ready to turn, and I ran behind him and got the license plate right behind him.
Okay.
I wish I had time, I would have banged on the window. I don't think he even knew he hit her.
I don't think so either.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Okay. If you were to see the driver again, would you recognize him?
Probably not. I mean, it would be like seeing him from, you gotta understand, when I came behind him, I came up behind the car because I was trying to see the license plate. I only remember seeing him, so I was probably 50 feet, 75 feet from the car.
Okay.
I only saw him through the side window.
Did you see the what he was wearing? Anything?
Nothing.
Color of hair, maybe?
Gray, silver.
Gray. Okay.
But he had hair.
Yeah. Okay.
I think. I mean, enough that I thought he had hair.
Okay.
I definitely picked up that he was older,
Okay.
60 or older, maybe 70. And this slow speed, he drove over, he went down here, he must have stopped, waited, and he turned.
Like nothing was. Like
He wasn't
nothing
speeding.
happened.
I thought for sure he'd be fleeing. When I turned and looked at him, he was still there. I decided I was going to get the plate.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have ID on you, sir?
She's not going to make it, is she?
We don't know yet. We don't know the status. There's an officer over there, but we don't know.
I mean, parking lots are dangerous.
Yeah. Are you still at Venice Way? Okay. Just give me your side of the story. Where were you? What you saw?
Driving.
Okay.
We're getting ready to drive out.
Okay.
He said, I can't remember what he said, and I looked over and she was already.
Where were you guys in the parking lot?
Good question. So we were,
Closer to the stores or more like where you at right now?
We must have been coming down this aisle because he's moved the car.
Yes.
So we were on this aisle, and by the time I looked over, she was already into the car. Had gone over her legs.
Okay.
And I ran out of the car. I was screaming 911, call 911.
Yeah.
Two people were already with her.
Yes.
So there was a paramedic and a guy overhead. I was at her legs. She was already bleeding profusely. But he saw more. I couldn't even remember. I wouldn't even be able to tell you the color of the car. All I was the wheels and her body. And he just kept going. I don't know how her head didn't get crushed.
Did you see the car? Was it an SUV, big car?
It was an SUV, but I don't even, the color didn't even register.
Did you see the driver at all?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. I just, so I don't know if he struck her head. But like I said, by the time I looked over, she was already under the car, and the car was still going.
Okay.
I mean, it literally went all the way up, legs all the way up, and then, like I said, so I ran over it.
Can I have your name now? Okay. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
I've got grandkids. The parking lots are nice.
Yeah.
And this one's
especially when you're turning and the blind spot there. It's just, yeah.
The trail leads to an apartment complex less than a mile away.
Okay, so we had, I don't remember the color, white, beige, red, orange, looks like orange. Looking to see if there's evidence of the driving over.
This is Daryl Briggs, 85 years old.
Oh, okay. Three 315.
So the fact that this vehicle is in the parking ramp where the guy lives, and if the guy's home, really kind of goes to the idea that he had no idea. That doesn't mean that there wasn't a crime committed. It means that he didn't do it with intent, and it means that he wasn't even aware of it. Likely.
Officers tell him why they're here. He didn't stop.
Hello?
He didn't call anyone.
Hi, Mr.
He
Briggs.
drove home.
I'm Officer Carter with St. Petersburg Police.
Yeah.
Are you available? Can I speak to you?
What?
Can I speak with you?
You are?
Okay. Well, just wanted to speak to you. Were you recently just at the Publix around the corner? There was a crash over there that's reportedly involving your vehicle, so I wanted to speak to you about that.
Oh, fine.
So I think this is important for a jury here to see his reaction when he's first confronted with the crash.
But what happened was I was attempting to make a left-hand turn onto the drive in front of Publix, and there was a car to the right of the center of the road. And so I was making a left-hand turn, and I thought, you know, if they're just going to sit in the middle of the road, I'll try to squeeze by. And as I drove out, I heard something crunching under the car.
Oh, okay.
And I thought, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
And then I saw a
Crunching?
guy behind me run up and a bag of groceries or something that I'd run over.
Okay.
And I thought, you know, there's really nothing I can do.
Mhm.
It was there in the middle of the road. I was trying to avoid hitting the other.
Well, that's not true. You could have said, hey, sorry for running over your groceries, something. So, I mean, you're not completely like Mr. Good Guy here. You run over somebody's groceries. Don't you feel a little bit bad about that? You just drive away. Anyway, he doesn't sound impaired. We don't know whether he's been impaired, and the police are likely going to get a blood test. We don't know whether he can see well. We don't know any of that stuff. But I think we can be assured, or very likely, he was unaware that he had just run over a woman.
It was approaching me. I'm sorry I ran over, but to go ahead and, you know, so I didn't hit anybody. Yes, and I did not see anything on the road as I made the turn. So I ran over their bag of groceries is what happened.
Okay, okay. Do you have your license with you?
Sure.
May I see it, please?
Sure.
Thank you. Can I come in?
If that's not a problem.
All right, thank you, sir.
Just a second.
All right.
Turn the light on so you don't break it.
No, I totally understand that.
The other one I don't like to lock that. So.
We're not gonna leave your place unsecured. So.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right, locked up. Going that way?
Easier to take the elevator with your hands behind your back like that?
No, we'll walk down.
Walk down the stairs?
Sure.
Okay.
Do it all the time.
Okay.
Yep. That one right here.
No, I was checking. No, my vehicle.
Okay, hang on.
Your vehicle's fine. We're gonna go this way.
I know, but I was looking at my vehicle to see, you know, if the front end is smashed in or something.
We're checking all that. We're gonna take pictures and swabs and all of that. So,
Very
yep,
good.
we're gonna process it. We're gonna take good care of it for you. Okay?
Briggs is taken into custody and charged with leaving the scene of a crash involving death, a felony in Florida. He was released on a $50,000 bond the following evening. The case is currently moving through the Pinellas County court system.
Okay, so there you have it. Okay, I really believe if you show this to the jury, you're not going to get any intent. You are going to get leaving the scene of an accident, whether it's groceries or not, whether he knew or not. Those are questions, I guess, but it certainly seems from the video that he was unaware that it was a person. And maybe it wasn't a great decision to just walk away from the groceries you ran over. But I do believe that there's a defense to this crime, the leaving the scene of an accident, just based upon what it is that he actually knew when he was interviewed. I think it's very persuasive with the jury. I don't think this guy should go to prison at 85 years old. I do believe it was an accident, and I don't think he was drunk. I don't know if there's anything else to it, but that's the problem with people's memories. And so cameras always win the day. And that's the point of this video. The cameras always win the day. And until the next time, this is Wolf 6 from the Wolfgram Worldwide Headquarters, out here.